Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'll show you 5 essential tools to get you started. Well, when I say 5, there are actually 7 tools here, but these two and these two do the same thing. This is the starter kit that I'd recommend for a first repair or for a small, simple job, something like a drop-in dining chair seat. I'll show you what each tool actually does and how to avoid common early frustrations. If you've got these, there's a lot you can do. First up, the stapler. People tend to get stuck here because they think that you need to go out and buy everything first, but you don't. For simple jobs like a small drop-in seat, a decent hand stapler can be enough to get started. Where it becomes a choice is for bigger work, harder frames, thicker build-ups, or if you're doing this regularly. That's where an air stapler will start to make sense. Not because it gives you more skill, but because it makes a repetitive task easier. If you are using an air stapler, you will need a compressor to go with it, but you don't need to go out and buy one straight away. This next tool is probably the one most upholsterers will care about more than any other. Sharp scissors make everything downstream easier. Clean cuts behave, messy cuts fight you. Kind of similar to staplers. Any pair of scissors will cut as long as they're sharp, but if there is one tool you want to go out and buy, I would probably say this is the one. But look after them. Only use them for cutting fabric. Do not cut paper with them. In one of the workshops where I used to work, there was a well-known saying, never come between an upholsterer and their scissors. The hammer. In upholstery, it's not a brute force tool. Nowadays, it's probably used more for just sort of tidying up, like tapping down a staple that hasn't gone in properly, or flattening a fold, just generally kind of neatening things up. It's a brilliant finishing tool. Modern upholsterers use staples to fix down everything, but traditionally it was the hammer that was used, along with thumbtacks. This hammer has a magnetic tip, and here's an interesting story. Way back in the day, upholsterers would put a handful of tacks in their mouth and fish them out with the magnetic tip. Like this. Just like this. And then they tack down whatever they were working on. Yeah, they don't taste too good, I can tell you that. But tacks are still used in upholstery, but they're just not as common as they used to be. The next tool is the staple lifter. A decent staple lifter can really save your patience. Most repair jobs require undoing, and if you can't undo neatly, you risk damaging your job. You could damage the wood, damage the fabric, and just make life a lot harder for yourself. In upholstery, most of the work that goes into making a job have a professional looking finish goes unseen. Slow, clean removal is part of the craft. And finally, this tool. There can be several names for this tool. Pliers, pinchers, pincers, nippers, snippers. Often they're used together with a staple lifter to pull out the staples that you've lifted with the staple lifter. It's a very versatile tool, so not only does it have many names, there's many things it can do. There's a good technique you can use which will help you remove staples once you've lifted them up. Sometimes, if you're working with a softwood frame, you might be lucky and it just pops straight out. But if it doesn't, sit the head of the pinchers on the surface, grab the staple, and instead of pulling directly on it, like this, use the shape of the pinchers to roll the staple out, like this. This one has an angled side, which can be used in the same way. Removing staples, to be fair, is not the most interesting part of this job, but if you want a nice clean finish to your work, it's got to be done. So, 2 quick points just to get you moving. 1. Match the job to the tool. A hand stapler is perfect for a drop-in seat. Bigger jobs might require an air gun and a compressor. And number 2, aim for neat and consistent, not perfection. Calm staple spacing beats rushing every time. If you're just starting out, pick one small job and learn the feel of it. Let me know what you're working on, what tools you already have, and I'll reply with a sensible starting path. And if you want the next step, subscribe. We'll use these on a simple repair you can follow along. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And hopefully, I'll see you on the next one.